Do you have what it takes to explore, discover, and become one of the nation's finest educators with the ability to change the world? North Carolina A&T State University is the home of one of the most productive schools of education in the state of North Carolina. Graduates from the School of Education change the world each and every day, one life at a time, as classroom teachers, reading specialists, curriculum facilitators, counselors, instructional technologists, principals, superintendents, and professors. The world-renowned faculty in the School of Education teach our students various ways to impact the lives of people from diverse backgrounds. North Carolina A&T State University has a strong international reputation as an institution that has sent its graduates into space, propelled its alumni to presidential aspirations, inspired the civil rights movement from a lunch counter, and influenced Broadway and Hollywood with its talented students.
Walking behind the legacy of the Greensboro Four is just a phenomenal thought. Sometimes I can't even fathom that I'm being able to walk on the same campus they have. And I actually had the privilege of staying in a village, which was once the Scots, that a few of the Greensboro Four resided in while they were here. So it's just great to know that you're coming to a university that has set legacies, that has phenomenal people and leaders within the world and well-known people. So to know that I have the possibility and the potential to be one as well, it's just a great feeling.
A&T has such an amazing, rich history that I've read about and heard about, and many of their alumni have gone on to do amazing things while they're at A&T and after they've graduated. And I just know that there was something special about the school, so I wanted to be a part of A&T and be able to say Aggie Pride and not be left out.
Often overlooked in all of the university's accomplishments is the effectiveness of the educational leaders who graduate from the teacher education program in the School of Education at North Carolina A&T. Graduates from the School of Education have achieved great heights. We have alumni who work for professional athletic teams, including the Tennessee Titans and the Chicago Bears and the National Football League. Additionally, several alumni have received numerous state and national educational awards, including the Rookie Teacher of the Year Award, the North Carolina Teacher of the Year Honor, the National Council for Exceptional Children Diversity Award, and the National Milk and Family Foundation Educator Award. Our graduates have also earned the prestigious National Board Professional Teaching Standards certification. We also have alumni who represent constituents as state senators, mayors, and other local politicians throughout the states in which they reside. With degree programs in child development, elementary education, special education, reading education, instructional technology, counseling education, and a number of secondary education programs, including math, science, agricultural, business, and history education, the School of Education at North Carolina A&T State University is a premier learner-centered environment that allows students to develop into agents of change who are unafraid to achieve greatness. We challenge our students to think critically so they will become educational leaders and scholars who engage in active exploration.
The experiences that I had with A&T that prepared me to become a teacher was definitely outside the classroom. My field experiences, we started my sophomore year, which was great because I got an early hands-on experience to be in the classroom and to learn what it was about. Starting early prepares you because as you increase your hours, you develop more and you learn more about your field. And I really enjoyed having the opportunity to do that.
I've had the opportunity to internship at North Carolina A&T Middle College, which is a middle college for young black males who would normally be in the public high schools, and they're basically in an environment where they can learn more and be around people who are like them and they get an enriched experience compared to a regular public school. So that was a unique opportunity. Right now I'm doing the SMART program, which is tutoring for 4th and 5th graders, and we go through training, specialized training, so you definitely get more experience with children and unique opportunities outside of a regular education major.
Being at A&T, I do research, and you get to see the different applications of the field. And if students get to see the different applications, like instead of having them do a basic lab assignment, have them do like a research project so they can see like how you can use chemistry. And I think that would help, because in high school, when I was in high school, I did not understand what I was going to use chemistry for. I just learned the basics about atoms, like chemicals. But I didn't understand like what I could do in the future with chemistry until I talked with my aunt who majored in chemistry, and she told me the different things that I could go into, and it became interesting to me. So I think if students knew about different career paths, how to apply chemistry, then it would be more interesting.
We challenge our candidates to discover by using data to make well-informed decisions that will inspire and motivate others not to follow, but to lead.
When I first came onto this campus, I was really exploring who I was and what I really wanted to be. And I actually discovered, that I did have a passion for teaching. I did have, this really strong desire to make an impact within my community and by way of being an educator. And so now I've become, a more focused, driven, aspiring teacher, and maybe hopefully one day I'll be an administrator or something like that. I just want to have like a real influence on the school system and things like that. And I really, found that passion and explored it and discovered it, on the campus of A&T.
We got to visit Atlanta. We went to the Ron Clark Academy, and it's a very unique school where students are pushed more than any other students I've seen before, and they're very special and they get very unique opportunities, and it's a model for how a lot of schools should be. Even though the public schools might not have the funds that Ron Clark has, they give you a lot of unique ideas that you can use in your own school.
Through this process, our candidates become educational leaders who change the world by transforming themselves, students, and communities.
Through that process, you become a leader. You become someone who can do things on their own, and you don't need someone telling you what to do. You know what's right and wrong, and you can be creative and find new ways to do things and think outside the box in ways that people haven't in the past.
A&T, their students are so involved in the things that they do. Sometimes they're overly involved, which can be seen as a bad thing, but it can also be seen in a good way because they are always striving for excellence. The alumni are very supportive of the current students, and what better support can you get than from alumni?
Being an elementary education major, I plan on making an impact in children's life. I plan on teaching the whole student, not just academic-wise, but I want them to develop socially, mentally, and be able to get along with other people, because that's what the workforce is like.
In the School of Education at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, we create a challenging and supportive environment that encourages our students to explore, discover, and become catalysts for leading and learning. Excellence is not an expectation in the School of Education. It's an attitude and a way of existence.
A&T does have the motto, explore, discover, and become. And when I first got here for my freshman year, I just basically explored the campus, explored the different programs and the different clubs and extracurricular activities that I could do on campus as well as off campus, as far as where just doing community service or tutoring, work study, study abroad, which I believe A&T has a great program. I've had mentees, myself, friends be able to go from Puerto Rico to Italy to France. And then that leads into the discover aspect, just being able to discover what's out there, because there's a lot more than just Raleigh, North Carolina. I mean, going outside, doing things as far as I've done every single summer at my undergraduate career. I actually had a chance to do some research off campus from A&T. I've been to University of Maryland, College Park. I've been to Washington, D.C. multiple times, been to Georgia, and all this is just paid for it, and just having a chance to explore not only myself and the country and different countries at that, but also just getting a chance to look into my actual major. I was a math major at A&T, and just being able to have a chance to see what is it that I really like about math. And A&T definitely did that for me.
Our faculty, staff, and alumni demand greatness from each and every one of our students. If you think you have what it takes to change the world, then the School of Education at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University is the place for you. The question is, do you have what it takes to succeed in our School of Education?
The smaller the university, the bigger the impact is going to be in the area. And that's ultimately what I want to do, is to be able to make an impact here at A&T. Not necessarily where my name is remembered, but to be able to make a change and create a better university for those who follow in my footsteps as not only education but music education, to be able to make important changes and a great impact, because that's what is needed here at A&T, is to continue the tradition but to be able to move forward as a whole.
Visit us at www.ncat.edu/SCHOFED to learn more about the School of Education at North Carolina A&T State University. We look forward to changing the world with you, one person at a time.